fighting it out for 15. Which is a Core and Tim Brook being right onto the back of each other. As Tim Brook will try on Core. Tim Brook will try on Core. Let's go. Core now is there. He has shown it there. He opened the window a little bit as we try to check off the slipstream. As it doesn't work out, and Tim Brook loses a lot of time in T1. That's a shame, because that was a really good move if it sticked. As we will then move back down to the front, have a little bit over the... we might have the pit stops coming soon enough. Of course, some people like to get out fast in the beginning of the race, and some people like to get out slow in the beginning of the race, so they can go fast at the end of the race. Of course, that slow in the beginning will take a little bit more fuel, and they will go longer, but we should normally have a pit stop window in a few moments, a few laps. As we will then have 2 laps, guys, and we have 3 retirements at this moment. Project will try on Nilsson. Project and Nilsson are catching up to each other. I wonder if there is a little bit of team order right there. See if we can stay on that for a little bit, as Nilsson is definitely losing time on his teammate. But he might not want to keep his teammate up, since, you know, that's a little bit odd sometimes. She might be getting the message like Project is faster than you, as we had in certain Grand Prix of the real life Formula 1 a few years ago. As you might want to see how that's going, as the Project guy tries to... he's a little bit off on the second sector, so he might have lost a little time there. Also must mind the clipstream of those guys. We'll also take off some... oh, and we lost a wing there. I saw a wing fly there. I wasn't knowing where it's coming from. As the first 3 guys certainly have a wing still. We have... that's Kevin Clark's wing, who they were driving over, and Kevin Clark has given up. As we have the first pit stop in 5th for Maximilian Malamed in 5th place, 6th now, 7th. As also Burmeister is in, as I told you guys, the first pit stops are coming in. So there we go. As Burmeister gets out in 9th place, as does... oh, and we have a guy coming out of the pit, and Thomas trying to get rid of, and there's an engine smoking there. Did Burmeister fuck up his engine mode through the... oh, and Burmeister going in the... oh! Busting Zandona out of the car, pushing both faster than speed cars out of the race. That is a little bit not good, as that would be... that is gonna be... a faster than speed guys must be very pissed right now, as they will try to probably fill in a complaint. As Zandona is okay. Zandona is okay after that incident. However, there's other faster than speed guy out there that is a little bit less happy, as we're trying to find out who that was. That's Sami Sari. That's just unlucky thing for him, as he probably would have wished more from his race. That's kinda as Mark Alberts. It's Mark Alberts and Alman have taken a pit stop. The first Ghost Speed guys have taken a pit stop before the Twister Racing guys. So now see how Twister Racing can go on. Of course, it's like real life racing. If you have better tires, you might improve your lap time. Also, however, if you have more fuel, less fuel, you might also win time on that one, having less tires. This depends on tire management. Let's see how Nilsson and Clark will do that strategy for that pit stops. See where they come out. As I have a car number 4 thing stuck on the racing line. No, I was stuck on my radar. Excuses for that. As Nilsson still not coming in. Or are they? Nilsson is coming in. Nilsson is coming in. As Project is staying out. Project taking a few laps. Taking a few more laps. Of course, in the end of the race, the better you have your tires, the better you can finish. Also, you need to be a little bit preserved on the cars, as we have Johannes Kunkel being chased down by Van der Neat. And I have to see how that's going. As Kunkel tries to defend. He also knows a few meters of FSR. He kind of knows the tricks. He kind of has the whole trick box inside of his car. He will try to get attacked. He will try to defend an attack in turn 1. He is setting himself up defensive on Van der Neat and getting wide in turn 1. As Van der Neat gets a free one right there. That's a little odd. As Tim Brook will also get that place. And Kunkel closes that door and almost gets off the racing turf. As Tim Brook then is surprised, of course, and loses a little time, and Nick Fisher right there. This is all going on for 10th place. As Tim Brook is a little bit confused. He's moving left and right to check his car, I think. As Tim Brook loses a lot of time through that corner. Will he get attacked? No, not yet. However, this is... Oh, it's Fisher off and Kunkel off! Rob Swin, take Kunkel and... Oh, that was a little bit... Oops. That was not well for there. That's Kunkel spinning and then the other guy with him too. That is a bit sad, but it happens, of course. It's a racing incident. However, that's not something you might as want as a following driver. Kunkel obviously has the experience, but lots of experience can make mistakes too, much to Michael Schumacher at the last race of 2010. Also make mistakes, and gotta learn from that. So, what do we have after pit stops? Twister Racing has stopped as well. As then we will have Peter Brojak in 1, Mark Alberts in 2nd, Andreas Nilsson in 3rd, John Allman in 4th. As we have lost sight on the lead for a bit, and they have changed. So we will see how that works out between Go Speed and Twister Racing. I wonder what's going on with their team radios right now. However, I can't get team radios at this moment. Jonas. That was a little bit odd from Jonas Kunkel. That's a little bit. Still wondering who that second guy was, as I was not looking at the names out there. As Peter Brojak and still going on quite well in T1 and in P1, so it must be pretty good settled. See how those times do. They'll reach a new sector just in a bit. As going to see 21 runners still on the field after a little bit of excursions. Of course, it's the first race and people do make mistakes, so obviously in the first few races that'll be something normal to be seen. As of course most experienced teams being on this grid Of course, take the experience through lots of World Championship teams supporting World Trophy drivers, as they will then be trying to get their driver on the top spots in the lower class league, and then of course they have a little experience. They have teams and they have all those nifty things that can get them through the race in one piece, and with masterminds on the guys on the backs. Of course, it's all professional right now. It's all very professional in this league, as you see. People doing their best to win a race even, and World Trophy is, of course, it is an important thing. It's not top notch for nothing. So, as people see, Project and Mark Albers, we don't really have any caps at this moment, as everyone with fights have driven themselves out of the race, sadly enough. So we will have to watch people driving our own tracks instead of people fighting, as that is a little bit more less to talk about, but however, we will try to get all done that should be talked about. As then can just see how that's all going out. There's not really much gaps closing at this moment. I can see Mark Albers still trying to follow the project, but still not working on it. As yeah, everyone is quite moved on and quite well for the race. So yep, at this point it is a little bit boring, as everyone gets to got through their first pit stops, and everyone is a bit pure in the race. Everyone is getting a bit more focused on the finish of the race, of course. As we'll see what is going on very shortly. Running without wars, of course. So I myself has been out of the league for 3 years, and run back into commentating, actually emergency commentating. So excuse me if I do forget things that are supposed to be officially. I do think we have to also see that our sponsors are applied to, which are iSeed, as I can see next to the track. iSeed, Trustmaster, of course, being the biggest sponsor of them all, I think. As the race will be organized by race department as well, and that's about it, I think. Simrace TV. Race is hosted on simrace.tv, where you can all see us lovely drivers drive their races and get commentary, of course. Of course, without commentary there wouldn't be a little bit boring without commentating, I guess. However, of course, if you know something about it, you can. Oh, and we have two drivers. We found two drivers right on the back of each other. Finally, we have Sainer Bajal at P7 and Danny van der Neet on P8. As we will try to see how those guys work out, and see if there can be some loving between them, and see if they can keep it on the track for a change. As I do not want every fight resulting in a crash, of course. That's a little bit boring for us, and it's a little bit boring for the spectators as well. Of course, they can't do anything about it, because mistakes are human. So, before I get whacked by any team manager, they can't do anything about it. Say that it's human to make a mistake, and of course, that's a little bit normal to have in the first races. People are a little bit more tense in the first race usually, And in any special race, of course.